On TikTok, I tried to upload this where I made like a video and they took away the sounds.
Hey, what's going on, folks? I wanted to go live today to document and report the multiple ways they're already shadow banning our song, All My Friends Are Shadow Banned. It's pretty wild. TikTok has removed Bryson Gray's verse, claiming it's hateful content. Right. Google Ads, I tried to run my first advertisement to compete with the music industry and get this video out to more people. Not only did they deny the ad for quote-unquote shocking content, but they also seemed to permanently ban or suspend my Google Ads account in general. So now I can never run another ad with Google again. Now, besides that, also TikTok's making it impossible for a lot of people to even upload our song in the first place.
On TikTok, I tried to upload this where I made like a video and they took away the sounds.
And the reason I'm telling you all this is not to complain or play the victim. I don't really care. But right now we're number 2 on the Amazon bestseller charts. We've been floating around top 20 on the iTunes charts, and we're almost definitely going to hit the Billboard chart for this week. And we're doing that without radio play. I'm going to tell you how that works. A lot of it's pay to play, if not almost all of it. We can't run ads, which is a way that we'd be able to compete with the music industry since they spend a lot more money than we do. And then we're also having trouble putting the song on TikTok, is how quote unquote organically a lot of songs go viral. It's no surprise, but I just want to give people some insight into what happens in the music industry when you question the left-wing narrative as opposed to shut up about it or push it. And coincidentally, Jamaica is doing a push to ban music talking about drugs and crime. And in America, it's the opposite. They ban Christian conservative music that speaks against drugs, pill popping, and senseless crime, while they promote pill popping and senseless crime. What in the big pharma is going on here? We'll talk about it live.
The Dream Rare Podcast, welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. It's the Dream Rare Podcast, welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good weekend. I'm here not to complain or play the victim. I don't care. I get it. It's nothing new. I just want to document what's going on and explain to people a little bit how the music industry works. Not just like behind the scenes or whatever. There's a lot of things that are illusions. For instance, radio play. It's supposed to be illegal to buy off a radio station. They've passed laws in Congress, but there's a whole pay-to-play scheme that's going on. So most of the radio is actually being bought and sold. Billboard magazine even did an article about it recently. Even though it's supposed to be outlawed, there's sort of a middleman situation where a middleman comes in, they skirt around the law. So when you hear a song on the radio, it's not necessarily like, oh, that's the best song in the world and people have decided through democracy. No, it's a pay-to-play scheme where the major labels have swallowed up these middlemen. And it's not like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Is that a great song? It's not. I mean, the radio sucks now. It's not even good anymore, but you get what I'm saying. So before I talk about myself, I want to talk about how they closed down Kanye West's bank account, right? This has been reported a few times. I mean, this is a bigger deal than my song, his bank account. There's rappers that are sitting in prison right now for murder. I could think of at least one who's in jail potentially for the rest of his life. His music's not being censored. I don't think it should. But his music's about murdering, and he literally commits the crime that he raps about, and his bank account doesn't get closed. There's people that have been caught doing some of the most evil things in the world. Their bank account doesn't get closed. Kanye West stops playing along with the liberals and comes out as a, free thinker Christian who is not perfect by any means, but is willing to spill the beans on what's going on there. And also criticize a group of people who certainly doesn't own everything because that would be hate speech or whatever. He has his bank account closed. So I just want to, shed a light, not just for myself, but what's really going on here and how deep it goes. With that being said, the featured artist on my new song, All My Friends Are Shadow Banned. By the way, it's in the description if you'd like to support. Even though we're dealing with an uphill climb, we're still number 2 on Amazon charts, like number 15 on iTunes charts, which is incredible since we can't run ads. I'll tell you about that in a second. But in general, Bryson Gray is one of the most heavily censored, and that's who I featured on my track. He's one of the most heavily censored, if not the most heavily censored rapper in the world. It should be a big news story, not just because I care, it's his song. This is a dangerous precedent that's never really been crossed, at least in modern hip-hop. Eminem versus the Bushes and the Gores, that was a thing in the 90s. Like, should we censor him? Should we put an explicit label on it? You know, now it's the opposite. If you don't curse and you're Christian and conservative, they're now censoring songs off Spotify. I mean, I don't know a single rappers who rap about drugs, crime, murder, killing grandmas, like, you know, like killing their ex-wife in a artistic sense, like Eminem or whatever you want to call it. You know, like drug date raping women. And I'm not someone that's like soft calling everything rape. I'm just saying there are songs about like date rape and just like roofing women and having sex with them, like against, and these songs are on iTunes and Spotify. I'm not saying you have to take them off because I think it's a slippery slope, but it's like the fact that Bryson Gray has had songs taken off of Spotify for hate speech, and none of the media, even a lot of right-wing media, they don't cover this stuff. They don't think it's, I don't know why. Maybe it's not like trendy, like Let's Go Brandon. They covered that song for Bryson. But when it comes to this, it's almost more important because I don't know a single rapper that's ever had their song taken off of Spotify. That used to be like, oh, well, yeah, rap music's crazy. You know, let them say whatever they want. Oh, but not these guys. So this is a whole new wave. It's not just me or Bryson, but this is not, you know, this is not something that they've been able to successfully censor. And, you know, Bryson's kind of like a, you know, renegade in that way, and no one's really talking about it. So this is not the first time anything's happened, but it has started to happen over the last year or two. On that note, you know, for us, I don't run ads pretty much never. I've gotten almost 1 billion views, hundreds of millions of views on Facebook, tens of millions of views on YouTube, despite always being shadow banned and kind of held back. Instagram, tens or not hundreds of millions of views. I don't run ads. If you look at my reach from like the last 4 years, it's 100%, if not 99.9999. I can't even remember the last time I ran an ad on my stuff. I just do it organically because I don't know. I don't really care. I sell all my hats 100% organic. I'm not paying for anything. With that being said, for this song, you know, the last song me and Bryson did, he ran ads on his YouTube so people could see the song, and the video got almost 1 million views because you're combining your audience with an audience out there. It's the same reason that if you sell soap or you sell merchandise, everybody in this world runs ads, runs commercials, like they try to get their product in front of the masses. I'm kind of an interesting study where I just don't do that. But for this one, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I could compete with like a $1 million, $1 billion label and people that already have millions of, you know, built-in subscribers on certain platforms. Let me just run some ads. So I go to submit our music video, which has no curses in it, by the way, to Google Ads, which I haven't used in years. I never used this specific account. And I upload the video. And it waits a day to register in the Google Ads. And then it says, you know, the song was not... it wasn't approved, which is fine. I don't even care. But then they said you're permanently banned from ever running Google Ads under the guise of shocking content, which also includes hate speech, discrimination. So they've permanently banned me from running advertisements. And this is the part I want to get to. I'm not telling you this because I feel like I'm a victim. I don't care. I get who these people are. I'm not expecting them to change. It's not boo-hoo, feel bad for me. I'm just trying to explain to people how stuff really works. So in order to get your song to go really viral, there's really two ways, okay? Either it happens on social media, Instagram, TikTok, mostly TikTok and Instagram Reels, but it could happen on Facebook, but really TikTok and Instagram. Or you have so much money that you're blasting in front of people's faces and putting it on a radio station. Like I explained to you, the radio stations are not organic. They are doing some sort of loophole that's somehow illegal, and most of the songs you hear on the radio are actually being bought. It's bought and sold, and even Billboard magazine's covering it because it shouldn't even be legal. They tried to outlaw it years ago. So with that being said, you would think it's just a money thing, right? I'm not broke. I don't have millions of dollars, but I'm not broke. If I came to the record label, let's say I wanted to spend $20,000. I don't, by the way, but let's say I went to the record label to do what Atlantic Records and, you know, whatever they're doing. That's just an example. I don't know exactly which ones are doing it, probably all of them. But say I went to the radio payola guy or middleman and said, hey, this is my new song with Bryson Gray. All my friends are shadow banned. We criticize rainbow stuff or make a joke about it. You know, we talk about the World Economic Forum, Big Pharma, climate change. You know, here's $20,000. Can you play this on the radio a couple thousand times? They would turn down, almost guaranteed they'd turn down my money. So it's not even like oh, you know, you're broke and you don't want to spend the money like the record label. I don't think they would accept you think they would play my song on the radio saying, the Bible told you to trust your God, didn't listen, now you have monkeypox, and if the kids got it in a rainbow household, then I think it's time to 911 the cops? I don't curse. It's a funny line because I'm like, how did that kid get monkeypox? It's kind of like a joke slash, you know, observation like I'd make on a thing. You think they'd play that on the radio even if I paid them? I don't think they would. So it's not even simply just a money and buying off thing. It's a narrative control. So I can't get on radio, right? I don't care. I'm not complaining. I don't want what they have. I don't live in their world. But I can't get on radio to go viral. They probably wouldn't even let me on there. So how can I go viral? TikTok and Instagram, right? So two things happened on TikTok. First, they took down Bryson Gray's verse for hateful content. Which part was it? I'm not sure, because his LGBT, lines were pretty mild. They were pretty mild and pretty, like, he just said, you can't talk about the alphabet people. And that's true. I mean, it's an honest statement what he's saying. It's not even hate speech. It's like, you can't talk about the alphabet people or they freak out. You could joke about, honestly, like, black issues even easier now than you can LGBT stuff. LGBT has surpassed, it's like one of the biggest victim cards in the world. You can't talk about it. So he wrote that, and this is commentary on the world we live in. They're transitioning children, and you're not even allowed to question it. So that's what the line's about, and that's taken down by TikTok. So if that's not bad enough, I don't care. Once again, I'm just trying to explain it. If that's not bad enough, when you upload our song to TikTok, they take the audio away, which is weird because sometimes when you upload audio to TikTok, if it registers that it's a song, they'll say, oh, we've registered, because they have all these AI bots kind of like, I would say scanning the music to see if it's in the copyright registrar. So if you take a Tom McDonald song or you take a, mainstream song, and you do a video of it and try to make it viral, they'll usually scan it and say, oh, that's that song, and now we register that and we put it out. With ours, I've got my own video taken down. I can't even post some of my own music because it scans it and says, oh, this is copyrighted. Yeah, it's my song. And also, I want people to upload it. Why? How can I possibly be a successful music artist if I can't run ads on YouTube like everyone else? I can't get on the radio because they won't play my lyrics, and the only thing I have is TikTok, and you won't even let other people upload my song. They're taking down the audio and ripping it out and being like it's copyrighted. Every song's copyrighted. Your whole website is filled with music. That's the whole point of it. People put music behind their things. This song is registered with TikTok. Scan it and then say it's all my friends are shadow banned and let them put it up. Don't suck out the audio so it gets 0 views and say it has a copyright problem. That doesn't happen to every song. So I mean, it could be a mistake, but I'm just saying it's like it's getting banned for hateful content. They're sucking out the audio. If say 1,000 people upload to TikTok, they'll suck out the audio on most of them and say, oh, we can't put that there. And then Google won't even let me run ads to get more views on my video because I can't, reach that many people anyway. So, not complaining. It's not shocking. The song is called "All My Friends Are Shadow Banned." This was semi-expected, but I'm just asking the question of, one, I don't need anything, so it's like I want to hit the Billboard charts. I will. Probably top 15, top 20 at this rate. Thanks for buying the music. It's number 2 on Amazon, number like 16 or 17 on iTunes. We'll hit the Billboard charts for hip hop at least for a week. So that's pretty incredible considering we can't run ads on YouTube, which is the biggest video platform in the world where people listen to music. We can't post the song apparently on TikTok half the time, and that's the biggest place that songs are going viral. We certainly can't get radio play even if we paid them because they wouldn't play our lyrics. So it's pretty wild that even with all that, thanks to your help, we're still going to hit the Billboard charts for most sales in digital rap. That being said, I do other things. This is not my only thing. Most people know my news analysis. I have multiple different things that I'm doing, mostly this. So I don't care. I don't need this song to go viral or anything. It's just like, I think it's a good song, but next Thursday, I'm going to stop talking about it once the data's in for the Billboard charts. But, these are the games that they play. They're to be expected. We can't play the victim and act shocked every time it happens, but I just want to walk people through kind of how it works behind the scenes. Big tech is working with the music industry to basically brainwash your kids and make them pop pills and be suicidal. And I'm not saying that like loosely. There are videos that are way more acceptable and less banned than me and Bryson Gray's music, especially Bryson's. And these songs are basically telling kids to kill themselves. And these songs have millions upon tens of millions of streams, and that's fine. But if you criticize, liberals, now all of a sudden that's too much. So they're socially engineering people to be depressed and evil. They say, oh, well, it's offensive what Bryson said or what I said. I'm not really sure which line it was. Do you think Christians around the world aren't offended when Lil Nas X, sodomizes Satan in a video? You think that's not offensive to Christians? You think Muslims would put up with that? They're lucky Christians are so nice. Like, they act like, oh, Christians are so mean and so bad. Christians are some of the nicest people in the world. Not all, but some. It's like, do you think you could go to Saudi Arabia and let Lil Nas X sodomize Allah? You think they'd let that? Are you kidding me? Dude, they would freak out at you guys. You're lucky Christians in America are so nice and so kind and so peaceful because, Islam would not play in most Islamic countries in the world. They would not let you sodomize their prophet. They probably wouldn't even let you do that to Jesus because, believe it or not, Muslims respect and love Jesus Christ. Peace be to Jesus Christ. That being said, in America, they allow one of the biggest artists in the world, Lil Nas X, to have gay sex with the devil on television in front of little kids. And I'm not saying I want it taken off air. It's just, I don't like that personally. I think it's gross. But you're not concerned that it offends Christians, but we offended you or something. It's such a joke. It's such a biased, lopsided joke. In Jamaica, I just pointed this out. In Jamaica, they're starting to ban music that promotes drugs and violence and gangster lifestyle. They're starting to ban it on the radio waves. I don't know that I agree with censorship because it's a slippery slope, but this is Jamaica realizing this music is brainwashing people to be criminals. This music is brainwashing the youth to do drugs and commit crimes and kill themselves. I'm not saying I agree with the censorship. I don't. But this is more moral censorship, in my opinion. I don't believe it. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's a good idea to open that vortex. But at the same time, I do think that, I get where they're coming from, but I don't agree with it. That being said, America does the exact opposite of Jamaica. They're saying too much drugs, too much crime. Let's stop promoting this disgusting music. In America, it's the opposite. They promote the drugs, they promote the crime. And literally most of my songs now are speaking against fentanyl, speaking against pill popping, speaking against big pharma, and speaking against senseless murder rappers who just talk about murder, end up in jail, and then a bunch of kids are, brainwashed into thinking that's a cool lifestyle. We speak against that stuff in music, right? And that's what gets censored in America. That's where you have to understand when it comes to Iran and Russia and Ukraine and China and, all these foreign countries. God bless everybody in the world. But I'm just saying, like, American Christian conservatives especially, but everybody, you need to realize, stop getting brainwashed by these Zionist, neocon, right-wing media that tell you got to run around the world telling everyone else how to be moral. We're not moral. You get what I'm saying? We're not a moral country. We're banning Christian conservative music while Jamaica's banning drugs and murder in their music. We're I'm not going to say one of the worst countries in the world because I think we're one of the greatest countries in the world, but morally, ethically, and structurally, we are one of the most demonic, satanic countries on planet Earth right now, by far, with one of the most disgusting influences in modern history. We're doing the opposite of good in almost every category, and you think you want to go to other countries and tell them how to live? It's a joke. I'm not saying you have to hate America. I'm not saying you have to love Iran or love China, but this idea that you have the moral high ground in America to run around the world and tell them how to operate their government, give me a break. Focus on your own country. This country's not banning music about murdering grandmothers and raping women. They're banning music that has 0 curses in it that tell kids it's okay to be straight and it's okay to not do drugs. Like, that's the big, it's a conspiracy theory. It's anti this or that. We didn't say anything anti. We're making jokes and talking about monkeypox. Like, it's funny. Also interesting. I mean, the media is reporting that most people who get monkeypox are homosexual. We're just commenting on reality. Just like people talk about Russia and Ukraine, this is the world we live in, and we rap about things that actually matter to us, not just killing people, because we don't want to end up in prison or dead like I guess a lot of other rappers do. It's just fascinating stuff. The culture here is so morally bankrupt, and big tech is collaborating with them to, socially engineer people into being total degens. And then we make a song literally talking about the censorship, and they make it nearly impossible for us to grow or go viral. I mean, if your song can't get posted to TikTok, you pretty much have no chance in this climate. You know, most songs, pretty much every song on the Billboard charts is like, oh yeah, that's on TikTok, that's on Instagram Reels. You take away TikTok, that's over half the market. You won't let me run an ad while you're shadow banning my YouTube account and showing other videos before my own channel. How am I supposed to get out there? But here's the good news, I still have. I mean, I've had over 1 billion views, and the message in the music is the same as the message in the videos. That's the important part to me. I don't care. I don't need a record deal anymore. I would probably turn one down. I would almost definitely turn one down. I don't want that. I don't need to go on tour. I could go on tour right now with a big rock band, but I don't even want to go on tour because it's a commitment and I have other work to do. I just do shows for thousands of people whenever I want, and then I could go home and sit in the sun and do my own thing. But in general, it's like, I don't need this song to go out there. I just hope people can see what they're doing, closing bank accounts, restricting, more conservative leaning takes, anti-liberal, propaganda music, and how they're kind of strategically doing that. Because it's interesting. And it's also interesting how they're like buying off the radio. It's fascinating stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to take off. I got some other stuff to do. I just wanted to really report on that because it's just been a funny day. Like, I woke up and I'm like, all right, let me see if I could actually get this song out to the masses. And it's like, okay, you're permanently banned from Google Ads. Okay, well, that's kind of, and even, I mean, Bryson has never even seen that. He was like, no way, dude. Like, Bryson's gotten multiple songs taken off of Spotify, and he's never seen a Google Ads account shut down. He even runs ads on his videos with his content, and he's like, what? And then it got taken off of TikTok, and it was like, what? And then I see other people upload songs, and it copies their, music. Real quick before I want to leave, I want to explain something else that's going on Facebook. And once again, I'm not playing the victim, but this has probably cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, you know what type of recession is. I don't complain that much because I get it. I get the world we live in. But like, between some of the censorship Facebook's done to me, they've probably taken away 6 figures from me over the course of 3 years with demonetization, censorship, restricting my reach, and this stuff that I'm about to tell you. I just kind of let it go off my back like water on a duck's back. It doesn't even bother me, so I don't even bring it up that much. But I do want to explain to people what's going on even on Facebook now. So on Facebook, they brought in some sort of new scanning system to scan for copyrighted content. Facebook was really lazy for a while, like on videos. They wouldn't really copyright that much stuff, but now they have like a better system. So they're scanning every video. Every time I get copyrighted on Facebook, I don't care if it actually is the video. Say I use a Fox News video and I play it for 5 minutes, and Fox News comes in and says, hey, that's our video. We want the money from this video. I don't even care about that. I mean, it's not fair because you do have fair use to use that, but I would be like, whatever, I did use their video. That's not really accurate, but that's fine. It's fair use, but take the money. I don't care. Even CNN, if I use a CNN clip. But what's happening is they're allowing random people in foreign countries to claim things that they don't own, and then they're stealing my money. This has probably happened. Tens of thousands of dollars have been sucked away from my Anomaly account to some random person in Nigeria or in India. Like, they show me when they copyright, say a video of mine would have made like $400, $500 in ad revenue, $300, $200, $100, whatever it is. I don't know. It could vary depending how big the video gets and how many people watch it. But just say it would have made $400, right, on a single video. And then I see I made $0 for that day. I go behind the Facebook page and I say, why did I make $0? Why is this demonetized? And it says someone has a copyright claim. So I click on the copyright claim. Who is it? Well, here's the news clip that you used. It's 40 seconds long and this person claimed it. Who claimed it? It's never the person who actually did the news clip. Some random foreign person that isn't affiliated with anybody claims it in the copyright ID in Facebook, says they own the clip of Malcolm X when they don't, says they own the clip of CNN when they don't. Some random foreign thing that I can't even read from an African country claims a news clip that they don't own, and then they suck the money out of my account and give it to this random person. And then I file a claim. This has happened like 30 times, 20 times in the past 2 months. I don't complain about this shit because I get it. I sell merchandise. I have a Patreon account. My entire income can get cut by 90% in a month, and I don't even care. I treat it like I'm a person who only gets paid at certain times, and I save up. But this is the type of crap that I have to deal with. I can't run ads on my music. Don't care. Can't put it on TikTok 90% of the time. They won't even let me put my own song on TikTok. They're stealing my money on Facebook, and people in foreign countries are taking thousands of dollars from me for content that they don't own, and Facebook is too stupid to realize that they don't own it. And YouTube's not even much better. Billboard, as left-wing and annoying as they are, I get their magazine because I like to see if I made it for the charts. They do some good articles, and they've even admitted YouTube does the same thing. You're allowed to claim things you don't own on YouTube if nobody's claimed it. So there's people from different countries that are claiming old songs that the label hasn't claimed, and YouTube's sending them the money like that's normal. This shit's crazy. Excuse my language, but it's like it's so absolutely ridiculous, and there's no one to talk to. In most jobs, if you lost $20,000 or if you got $100,000 cut from your income, you're going to be poor. You're not going to be able to pay the bills, and you're going to be in debt. I have to work 80 times as hard as most people in order to make 150% less than I would have, and I just really never talk about it or complain about it because it's just built into my job. I get what's going on. The country's run by demonic idiots, completely passive-aggressive beta losers, like pathological liars who call themselves activists. I get it. I combat that with, when someone fact checks me, I'd make a documentary about it. I email them. I try to talk to lawyers. I do what I can, but if this is happening to me, it's probably happening to a lot of people. It's just like so stupid. So that's the new thing this year is like, now I have to make a couple grand less every month because some random foreign person is claiming content that they don't own, and Facebook sucks all the money off my video. They run ads on my video and then give it to that person and don't give it to me. And I haven't seen them correct a single one of them. It's hard to even keep up with because it happens now to almost every other video I do. It's pretty crazy stuff. So that's just a little like window into what's going on, not just in music, but in this. And here's the thing. You see, I got a smile on my face. It is what it is. It's all part of how the world works. And I think that's what happens when, you care more about social justice than you care about being good. I'm more nervous not losing hundreds of thousands of dollars myself, which obviously sucks, but I'm more nervous at like what happens when instead of hiring the best engineers and people who make machines and cars, instead of hiring the best people from any country, you start hiring, what do they call it? Like you start trying to just be diverse instead of like letting natural diversity. Everything's naturally diverse now. Just get the best people. No, you don't want to get the best people. What happens? Why is Facebook so shitty? Because they got a bunch of left-wing idiots that don't want the truth, and they just hire a bunch of stupid, brainwashed people to do all these jobs, so they don't do their job. Nobody wants to work anymore, and the people who do work don't do good work. So I don't even care about losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, it sucks, but it's like, what happens when our entire society implodes because you want to hire agreeable liberals instead of the best people to build machines, run algorithms, control social media, build, things that fly and trains? Like, what happens then? That's a little more important than me losing money, is allowing some of the stupidest people in society to get the job over somebody better because of their skin color or their political beliefs. So, I think Facebook sucks, not just because they're dishonest. I just think they're sloppy. They're sloppy because they'd rather take down a song than they would make sure that tens of millions of dollars aren't being sucked out of people's accounts to people in foreign countries. I don't think they really care that much about that because it's been happening for 2 months now and they haven't changed it. YouTube's one of the biggest. They got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees. I don't even know how many. And they're so shitty that Billboard has to write an article being like, why are you allowing people to claim things that they don't own? Even Billboard's like, why would you do that? Isn't that kind of important? Isn't that kind of illegal? Shouldn't you really think twice about doing that before you like unveil this system that's janky like that? These people don't care. They're more concerned with their pronouns in their bio than they are, scamming hundreds of millions of people out of like ad revenue. It's ridiculous. Appreciate you guys. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. I'll be back soon. And real quick, there's beanies for fall and winter. Thank you guys for buying this, because as Facebook takes money of mine and gives it to random people who don't own the content, I have to get that somewhere else, or at least break even or go above so I can still do this. But I'm fine. I'm not going to complain. I'm just saying thank you for buying beanies at dreamrare.com. And our song is on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. I'm going to stop promoting it on Thursday because from Friday to Thursday is the Billboard charts. Now I really want to hit it extra because they're trying to prevent us. So we're going to hit it at certain rate, but it would be cool to be higher on it. Thank you to everybody buying that, making it possible. I'll stop talking about the song on Thursday because that's when the charts end. Appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day. I'll be back soon. Thanks for hanging out.